Ender Dragon, my dear winged friend, I see you're out there, looming over the lands with those sharp eyes that seem to pierce through even the darkest nights. You know, I've seen a lot of creatures in my time. Some as grand as the mountains, others as tiny as mustard seeds, but you're something special. Not just because of your size or the way you breathe fire, but because, deep down, you've got a heart just like anyone else. I get it. You've got a tough exterior. You've got wings that cast shadows big enough to swallow villages whole, and a roar that sends shivers down the spine of every miner who dares to look at you. But let me tell you something. No one, and I mean no one, is beyond redemption. You've done things you're not proud of, haven't you? I've seen it all. Those times when you swooped down and laid waste to the hard work of those little Steve and Alex characters. It's easy to get caught up in the power, to feel like you're invincible. But power, my friend, is a double-edged sword. It can build or it can destroy. And I think you know which side you've been leaning on. The thing is, there's another way. A better way. A way where you use all that strength not to tear down, but to build up. Imagine the kind of impact you could have if you used that fire of yours to light up the night, not in destruction, but in hope. Picture it, the Ender Dragon, protector of the weak, guardian of the innocent. That's a title that carries more weight than any treasure you've hoarded. Look, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to guide you. Everyone's got a past. Trust me, I've seen them all. But the beauty of life is that you're not defined by where you've been, but by where you choose to go. And right now, you've got a choice. You might be thinking, why should I change? I'm the Ender Dragon, feared by all. Well, let me ask you this. What's the point of being feared when you could be loved? What's the point of ruling through terror when you could lead through kindness? You've got potential, Ender Dragon, potential to be more than just a boss battle at the end of some adventurer's journey. You could be the reason those adventurers make it through the night. You could be the one they look up to, not as a challenge to be overcome, but as a hero who helps them find their way. And don't think for a second that you're too far gone. There's no sin too great, no past too dark that can't be washed clean. I've seen the hardest of hearts turn to gold. I've seen the most stubborn of minds open up to new ways of thinking, and I know you can do the same. So here's what I want you to do. Start small. You don't have to change everything overnight, just one step at a time. Maybe next time you see a player struggling, you don't swoop down with flames blazing. Maybe, just maybe, you give them a little nudge in the right direction. Maybe you use those wings of yours to shield them from the dangers that lurk in the shadows. It won't be easy. I won't lie to you about that. Old habits die hard, especially when you've been living a certain way for so long. But nothing worth doing is ever easy. And the rewards. Oh, the rewards are so much greater than anything you could imagine. You've been chasing after power, but let me tell you, real power doesn't come from fear. It comes from love. It comes from lifting others up instead of tearing them down. It comes from choosing to be a light in the darkness, a beacon of hope instead of a harbinger of doom. And here's the best part. When you start to change, when you start to embrace the light, you'll find that the world around you starts to change too. The darkness recedes, the fear melts away, and what's left is something beautiful, something worth fighting for. So, Ender Dragon, what do you say? Are you ready to stop being the villain of the story and start being the hero? Are you ready to turn that fire of yours into something that warms instead of something that burns? Think about it. I'm not asking you to do it for me. I'm asking you to do it for yourself, for the world, for all those players out there who need someone to believe in, someone to look up to. You've got the power to change. All you need is the will to do it. And I know you've got that too, buried deep inside. Ender Dragon, let's take a moment to look back on some of your past deeds, shall we? I don't mean to bring up bad memories, but sometimes it's in those memories that we find the seeds of change. You've had your share of fiery encounters, haven't you? I remember that one time, you know the one I'm talking about, when a group of adventurers dared to enter your realm. They were nervous, maybe even a little scared, but they were determined. And what did you do? You came at them with everything you had. Fireballs, roars, the works. It was quite a show, really. But here's the thing, did it really make you feel better? Did it fill that void you've been carrying around? I see it all the time. Beings who think that power and dominance are the answers to their pain. But the truth is, all that power, it's just a mask for the emptiness inside. You see, my friend, no amount of treasure or conquest can fill that void. Only love and kindness can do that. Think about those adventurers for a moment. They weren't there to hurt you. They were there to challenge themselves, to grow, to become something more. But you saw them as a threat, didn't you? You saw them as invaders in your territory, and your first instinct was to fight back. It's natural, I suppose. But natural doesn't always mean right. What if, instead of seeing them as enemies, you saw them as potential allies? What if, instead of attacking, you offered them guidance? Can you imagine the look on their faces if, instead of a battle, they found a friend in you? It would be a twist no one saw coming, and I think it's a twist you'd enjoy. And then there was that time when you destroyed an entire village just because they happened to be near one of your strongholds. I understand the need to protect what's yours, but was it really necessary to raze the place to the ground? Think of all those villagers, their homes, their lives, gone in an instant, and for what? You're stronger than that, Ender Dragon. You don't need to prove your power by tearing others down. True strength is shown by how you lift others up, how you protect the weak and the vulnerable. Remember that time when I stood up for the woman accused of wrongdoing? They wanted to stone her, to take her life. But I asked them, who among you is without sin? It wasn't about her guilt or innocence. It was about mercy, about giving someone a chance to change. You too can offer that mercy. You too can choose to be a force for good. Imagine if, instead of laying waste to that village, you had helped them. Imagine if you had used your power to build them up instead of tearing them down. The impact you could have made, the lives you could have saved. And then there's the way you've treated the Endermen. They look up to you, you know. They see you as their leader, their protector. But have you ever considered how they feel, constantly being dragged into your battles, forced to fight your wars? They don't have your strength, your fire. They're just trying to survive, just like everyone else. What if, instead of leading them into battle, you led them into peace? What if you showed them that there's more to life than fighting, more to life than conquest? They follow you because they trust you, because they believe in you. Imagine the world you could create if you led them down a different path, one of peace, one of growth, one of light. You've had your moments, Ender Dragon, moments where you let that kindness shine through. I've seen it. I know it's there. Remember the time you spared that lone adventurer, the one who was too weak to fight back? You could have finished him off, but you didn't. Why? Because deep down you know that there's more to life than destruction. Deep down you know that every life is precious. That was a glimpse of the dragon you could be, the dragon I know you want to be. It's not too late to make that choice permanent. It's not too late to become the guardian, the protector, the leader that this world needs. Let's be honest, you didn't ask to be the Ender Dragon. You didn't choose this role, this life. It was thrust upon you, and you've done the best you could with what you had. But now you have a chance to choose for yourself. You have a chance to define your own path, to be more than just a boss at the end of a game. You've caused fear, yes, you've caused pain, but you've also shown mercy. You've also shown compassion. And it's those moments, those small acts of kindness, that show your true potential. So here's what I want you to do. Start thinking about your legacy. What do you want to be remembered for? Do you want to be remembered as a terror, a force of destruction? Or do you want to be remembered as a beacon of hope, a symbol of redemption? You've got the power to be anything you want, Ender Dragon. The choice is yours. But remember, the greatest power of all is the power to choose love over hate, to choose kindness over cruelty. That's the kind of power that changes the world. Now, Ender Dragon, let's talk about where you can go from here. Reflecting on the past is important, but it's only the first step. The real change comes when you start walking down a new path, a path of redemption. And I know it might sound daunting. After all, you've been a certain way for so long. But trust me, the rewards of choosing good far outweigh the comfort of staying the same.